Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of the Guild Wars 1 Let's Play. We are here in Gyala Hatchery, surrounded by the biggest of turtles. Well, that's not true, they're bigger turtles. That was a lie. But anyway, let's read the description. Gyala Hatchery is the largest hatchery of its kind. It supplies a wide variety of eggs and hatchlings, including many species of fish and other aquatic life unavailable since the Jade Wind passed over the oceans. The hatchery is also the world's primary provider of giant turtle hatchlings, primarily for purchase by the Luxon Turtle Clan. Okay. This is where they grow the turtles. And apparently all kinds of other stuff too. Apparently they grow fish here, despite there not being any water. So, you know. Do with that information what you will. You grow fish without water, but anyway. The turtles are... Oh, there's like one of the big moving Luxon structures over there. The turtles are under attack by the Kurzicks, so we are here to defend. There's a cool thing in the back of that loading screen. I don't know if you noticed it. You see those engines of war mounted on the turtles down there. Look at the little baby turtles. They do a lot of damage, especially if they all fire on the same target. We use smoke canisters to indicate targets for our siege turtles to attack. Just drop on the ground and get out of the way. Okay. The canister will emit smoke and the turtle will fire on its location. Well, we got 3 of them, so be sure to reuse the ones you take. Don't leave them behind. Just take them from me as you need them. Alright, so that's essentially... Turtle Clan, move out. So essentially we just have the option to, as a mechanic, have the turtles fire on stuff. There's actually 2 ways to do this mission. You could actually go around, like, the back. I think if you walk back here at the start of the mission, you can basically full clear the enemies out before you actually have to do anything. Which is like the way most people do it in hard mode. Turtle Clan, protect the young one. The Kurzicks are coming in numbers. So I changed our build up. I went for a spirit spammer style build. Just because this is probably like the most default of default ritualist builds in the game. And it's also pretty good because as a player, you can use stuff like summon spirits to actually move the spirits around. Which is an advantage you don't have if you have a hero with these spirits. You also use this to heal your spirits as needed. I did also bring some protection skills for the young turtles, so that I can keep them alive. Let's see if we can keep them all alive without having to do any of the weird cheesy stuff. Prodding up the little turtles. Don't get smacked. We have this skill, Painful Bond, which is a hex that lets us basically single target out a character in our spirits will nuke him down for us. Turtle Clan, on this day, we are assigned to a sacred duty that is crucial to the survival of our clan. Our very way of life has been entwined with the lives of these turtles, and it's up to us to ensure their survival and ours. I have no doubt that the Kurzicks will make an attempt to stop us from taking these young turtles to safety. Be prepared for their attacks to come at any time from any direction. I love this. I love walking along the Jade here. It's just very pretty. The waves. What's funny is that the Jade sea kind of gets around the fact that yeah, in this game most standing water it looks like shit, but or running water looks like crap. But if it's all made of jade, then no one can tell. Let's have the spirit boys screw them up. One young turtles getting hit. I'm just trying to watch the turtle HP bars at the same time as I'm messing with the enemies. That's in part also why I would decide to go for this build, because it's a relatively hands-off build, so I can focus on supporting more. Kurzicks coming in fast. Interesting thing about spirits, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this, but spirits actually have one of the longest attack ranges in the game. They have flat bow range. So there's different kinds of ranges basically in the game. And the way they give different enemies or different allies different ranges is by essentially assigning them a weapon. And spirits actually technically use flat bows, which are the weapons that they shoot the same distance as longbows, but they also have a higher arc. So because they have a higher arc, this means that they can shoot over stuff, and if they're on top of like high ground, this means that they can shoot farther. So because of that, spirits have some of the longest attack range in the game, so that makes them very good for Also, the cooldown of summon spirits is so great, being able to move the spirits really often, and you can even heal them with it. It does do a lot of damage at once, but man, when you have like 5 targets hitting them for, you know, 20, 25 damage, and then the painful bond triggering for another 20. Not too shabby. Oh, we're coming up on one of those giant structures. This is like, I think these are like mechanical structures that the Luxons use, and I believe they're supposed to move, too. Yeah, these are supposed to be able to move, too. You can, like, go up inside of it and look around. We walked near a big one back during the, Zoshivros, or sorry, the Boris Seabuild mission. It was, like, right at the end. You can see it in the background. Actually, I think that's it on the map, that right there. I think it's one of those big structures as well that the Luxons roam around in. A whole bunch of Kurzicks up here. Look sharp, the enemy has sighted us. Here they come. Try to keep these little guys alive. Any monks? No, it doesn't appear to be any monks. You know what, this actually bringing some defensive skills for the turtle has helped a lot, because normally at least 1 or 2 of them have died by now. I am notoriously bad at this mission. I almost always get through with 1, but I almost always just let 3 of them die. In part because I can't be best. That one first. I can skip on the Koro. This is one of, like, the best healing skills in the game, at least for, like, hard mode stuff and stuff like that. Due to the fact that stuff almost always does more than 50 damage, so the fact that it essentially will re-heal the person for how much damage they're taking, if not a little bit more, is actually, it's a really good skill. Especially in some of like the actual end game areas where you have people set up to tank, because this actually accounts for pre-damage mitigation damage. So there's a lot of skills in this game, like this Prot Spirit here, that prevent you from losing a certain amount of your max HP, but Spirit Bond will still trigger. That's pretty cool. It's a really good ability for like areas like the Domain of Anguish. It's insanely strong there for use in help tanking mobs or even just healing people up if they need to. Not quite as good in places like the Underworld, but still pretty good there too. Just generally a pretty powerful ability. And it's pretty powerful because you also don't really have to be a monk to get a lot of the value out of it. You just need a pretty good protection level. Like, I have 9 and it already heals for more than the 50 damage you take. But you could easily get that up to like 70, 80, you know, pretty high damage healed for damage taken. So I'm just going to speed this up a little bit by actually going and attacking this group first. Just to make it a little bit safer. Definitely really nice to be able to move these guys around and heal them. Such an insane ability that this ability is a PvE only ability, but I kind of get it because there's a lot of spirits you wouldn't want people to be able to move in PvP. But this is the ability that makes this mechanic actually usable generally in like PvE. There are a couple like elite areas where you don't need it, but that's because you're only setting the spirits in hyper specific places anyways, so you don't need the ability to remove them. But in all but like some of the super endgame areas that are very optimized, just the ability to be able to move these things around is insanely valuable. Coming up near the end here, I believe. Or near it, at least. And there's like another quarry, I think, over here. Oh yeah, this is really freaking cool. We'll see it whenever we get around the other side, but this is one of the coolest and most memorable things from this game. At least in my opinion. Despite the fact that probably a lot of people don't really remember it's there. But it's this massive creature in the Jade. There's a couple of these around the map, and they're always so freaking cool. To see these just like massive sea creatures stuck in the Jade. It's like some kind of weird serpent. Actually, this doesn't look like a sea creature. This looks like a bug. So it's kind of weird that it's stuck in the Jade. But you see there's like a fish over there stuck in the Jade. Smell any of the turtles die while we look around a little bit. Yeah, there's a fish over there, like a marlin or something. Alright, let's go up. Let's go back here and fight off these Kurzicks and not get distracted by, keep getting knocked out. But we get back up again. Oh, I think it's because, yeah, they have psychic instability. That's the elite we were using in the Jade Quarry episode on my PvP Mesmer. It causes knockdowns on everybody when you hit them with stuff. Just pain. It's a little long. But I'm trying to watch everybody's HP bars here. I think we're good though. Yeah, these extra couple prod skills really helping out. Up here comes even more. I forget if they only come from this direction or if, like... These are pretty easy, though. The ones you gotta worry about are the Mesmers. The Mesmers are the ones that have the AoE knockdown, and that's the scary one. Everything else is kind of, like, not that big of a deal. On our allies to keep their HP up. We're walking out here a little bit into these groups, and it means that we're end up taking all the damage instead of, like, generally it's spread out between all these NPCs here. But it also means that the enemies don't spread out, so we can kind of focus fire our damage a bit better. Give and take. As long as we don't die to them, it's better for us to run out there and deal with them like that. Alright, we're moving out. I might show off, maybe in the beginning of the next episode, there's a couple of these that are like in kind of obscure places. These things trapped in the jade, I might just run to them and show them off at the beginning of the episode. Yeah, here's like some, that's like a shark and some fish that's really cool. And there's like some other like dolphins. I thought there was another big sea serpent around here, but I don't think there is. I think that's somewhere else that I'm thinking of that has another big sea serpent style enemy stuck in the jade. And look down there, there's like some... That's like actual water down in the jade there, which is pretty interesting. I guess that's where they grow the fish. But there's some really cool areas like deep in the jade that I might show off at the beginning of the next episode. Are we safe? Oh, more Kurzicks. Man, the twins are out. The triplets, the quadruplets, the... I don't know. Octuplets, the... it's all the same person. Yeah, the conflict between the Luxons and Kurzicks is actually quite, like, bloody and intense. So trying to get them to stop fighting with each other and come together is pretty rough. Oh, they running. We got them on the ropes. This always feels a little awkward because, like, we're still trying to help both sides. Oh, there's the afflicted. Damn, look at that one jackass still shooting at him.
Kurzicks are trapped. We've got to go save them.
Huh?
Are you crazy? They're the enemy. Let them die.
If we don't help them, they'll be turned into afflicted and we'll have twice the problem.
That's some sound logic.
Out of my way.
Hi, nipples.
Over here, quickly. Your options are limited. If you want to live to see another moon, then I suggest you get behind me. Won't ask you again.
Looks back. I graciously accept your offer. I'll do that. I find it weird that they don't have any voice acting for her. Not you. Oof. Oh, here come the afflicted. Alright, so now we have to deal with the afflicted. The afflicted have broken through. Wow, that's a lot of bodies. Man, if I had a minion mancer right now, that would be great. I didn't expect all these to be actual things you could use. Destroy the attacking plague force. I believe they all come from this side, which is good. I believe. I could be wrong about that, but I'm almost certain they all come from this side. So yeah, we got the Kurzicks helping us now. Options were die or yeah, I believe they only come from this side, so this is the only side you actually have to defend. Let's move our spirits out of. There we go. Pretty easy. Pretty sheezy. Oh, it's Master Togo. Where were you 15 minutes ago? There are Kurzicks everywhere and afflicted. He's just chilling on top of the big crab. He's just a big crab in a big, big world. Now, that's a unique animation for those Luxons behind them. I like how they didn't get rid of their shields, though.
We skin them and use their hides for sale.
Jesus Christ.
They'd be far more valuable as work.
Jesus Christ.
We'll make them clean the turret shells.
You scum.
You will pay for this.
Yep.
Those are pretty big words from someone who's about to learn the true meaning of pain.
You must stop your squabbling. This feud has gone on long enough.
So why should we stop it now?
Because now you have a common enemy.
But Mom.
Who?
Do you not see? Shiro the betrayer has returned.
Shiro is dead. Even the Kurzicks will tell you that.
How do you account for the afflicted then? Where Shiro goes, the afflicted are never far behind. He's the source. And if we're fighting these monstrosities, then he's sure to be near.
I'm not sure about that logic.
As much as it pains me to admit, Togo is right. There is no other explanation.
Really?
Shiro has returned.
There's no other big baddie in
That
Kantha.
makes sense.
And what would you have us do, Master Togo?
Have you stop bickering like school children and start forming an alliance?
I don't know, they kind of do awful things to each
Only
other.
together will we have the
I
strength
don't know about
to
the bickering
defeat
like school children.
Forgive me, Master Togo. You have never steered us wrong before. We will do whatever it takes to destroy Shiro once and for all, even if that means allying with the Kurzicks.
The
Then
Kurzicks.
let us find Brother Menlo and hope we've made as much progress with the Kurzicks as we have here today.
Brother Menlo. He was with Baron Vazburg. They were on their way to the Harvest Temple.
Then we too must head to the Harvest Temple. Thank you.
Ooh, look at that big thing. It's actually moving. Oh, this is really cool. The entrance to the outpost is actually underneath that thing. That's why it's moving. So we can actually go into the next outpost. That's really cool. I totally forgot about that. But yeah, anyway, as I was saying, you're telling me there's no other big baddies in Canthan lore? So there's nobody else it could possibly be besides Shiro? Like, there's so many people. Like, so many people it could actually be, right? Like, Shiro only died like 200 years ago. You're telling me there's no one else in factions lore that's like evil? Oh, this is cool. The area for this one is actually up in that crab, which is kind of cool. Here's some more dolphins. This is one of the areas where you can actually make the elite armor for the different sides. So this is elite Luxon armor. I don't know if I'll be going for it because I'm gonna be honest, I don't really like the way it looks, but this is like where you can make cool armor for your faction. But yeah, that's why they stopped fighting each other, because Afflicted and Shiro is returned, which is like, it's a good point, and it is a good way to get them to stop fighting, but I feel like, I don't know, maybe it could have been done a little better. Like, I always feel like it's kind of just like, it's a bunch of no-names, right? Like, it's just random Kurzik person 0.2 and, like, random Kurzik person 0.3, right? And random Luxon, excuse me, 0.3. Like, random NPC, non-named. I feel like a better, like, way to have the story would be, like, you, Togo, Menlo, and whoever, you spend a while trying to convince the different sides to meet each other for, like, a peace summit or something. You know, after helping out, they're like, okay, we'll hear you out, but you don't trust them. And then you get there, and then, like, the Afflicted attack, and, like, maybe Shiro himself actually shows up and, like, I don't know, kills somebody plot relevant. Or even if he doesn't, like, even if he just shows up and kills a whole bunch of guards and stuff like that. Like, and then after they actually see Shiro, like, Elder Reha and the House who helps their leader, like, both actual leaders of the different sides, and they go, oh, this is a problem. Instead of it just being like, yeah, we were just trying to kill you 6 seconds ago, but you see those Afflicted? Yeah, they bad. They Shiros. And then it's like, okay, random Kurzik guy, random Kurzik, nobody says we're friends, so now we're friends. Like, he doesn't have that power. He doesn't have that sway. But, like, I don't know. That's something that's always confused me or bothered me a little bit, how they handle the peace treaty between the two. Yeah, that's actual water, it looks like, down there. Cool. There is some actual water, like, returning to the Jade Sea. Here's some fishies. Or manta rays. These are manta rays? I can't tell. No, these are supposed to be fishies. They're fishies. But anyway, that's going to be the end of today's episode. Tomorrow we're going to be continuing with this side. We got probably another episode or maybe 2 on the Luxon side before we swap over and do the Kurzicks side. I think that's how I want to handle it. I'm not exactly sure, but also I think I want to show off, I'm going to try to find this giant creature stuck in the jade that I was talking about in this episode. I'm going to try to find it and actually show it off at the beginning of the next episode. But anyway, I want to thank you for coming out. I hope you have a great day. I will see you in the next one. I appreciate you all so much for watching and enjoying. And have a nice night.